We'll wrap it up. Okay, I had an introspective thoughts. What do you call it? So like, looking for like employment situations. Remember back in the day, we'd always be like, um, oh yeah, I want to work in LA. I want to work in New York. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And I mean, I always had a feeling because I would always say that too, but with a like, but it is expensive. Um, but I think that gets lost as soon as you find how much like rent is, and because I think people get that confused with vacation, because I think people just want a vacation to LA, New York, which yes, but not live there. And I think that's perfectly way better. You know what I mean? Like I live in Dallas. I don't visit Dallas attractions every week, every month. Like it's just kind of different. So do you have any like thoughts about that?
I think that everybody has like that fantasy land where they want to live in like LA, New York, and stuff like that. But like whenever it comes into reality, like you'd be poor living there, fresh
Yeah.
out of college, like trying to find this job. So like I do think people think more like they'll be happier there and like all that stuff. But like just because you're in like that desired spot does not mean you will be happy.
Yeah. And I'm not trying to sound like a downer. Like I'm not like, oh, don't do your fantasy. But I think you just have to readjust your dream. Like it's way better to vacation. What?
I'm a firm believer in like altering your dreams. Like
Yeah.
you may not get to like that location that you want to go to, but like you can still achieve the things where you're at.
Yeah, exactly. And if you really want to go to LA, go there for a week or go there for a weekend for fun. And then that's like the hack. You know what I mean? So I was looking up like taxes and stuff. I've known this, but I was looking at like the exact amount, and I was seeing like Texas is like you keep, for everything under like 100K, it's like Texas you keep 78% of your income. In LA and New York you keep like from anywhere from 67 to 70%. So it's like a whole like 8 to 10% difference. And Dallas and Houston are just very big, cool cities as well. So it's very interesting how much of a difference that is. Yeah, so I think sometimes I get lost in my Dallas and Texas mind. You know what I mean? Like we've been here all our life, so we're just like we don't know
what life is like outside of it.
But we would be a little bit miserable in like another big city.
Right. But like also like break down the statistic that you just told me is like think if you have kids, that 8 to 10% difference is huge.
Mm-hmm. And that goes from restaurants too. If restaurants are more expensive in other states, so it's your whole lifestyle. So I don't know. It's always kind of interesting to see all that, and it gets even more crazy the more you make. I was just throwing numbers out there because I was like, all right, what if you made like 250K in New York and LA? It's like you keep 50 to 55% of that. In Texas, you keep like 68%. That's a whole like 15% difference. So I was just like, geez. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. So I'm all about living somewhere cheap, but also like Texas is the perfect ratio of everything. You know what I mean? So and then vacation other places. So that's my whole thing. I looked up the stats and all, but whatever. Do you have any thoughts?
You just get more like bang for your buck here, so like you can spend more leisurely like on vacations if that's what you choose to do. As well versus like you don't make as much income in like these states such as California, New York. So like, one, you can't travel much, and two, you have to be so much more conscious of your budget and your income.
Yeah.
Like I have like a friend that lives in like California, and they're like paying like 2,000 plus for like a 2-bedroom house. Like I was like, oh no.
Mm-hmm. That is crazy. All of that just makes me want to just stay with my parents for a while.
Longer.
But especially like I'm in a great city in Grand Prairie. Like I'm in between Dallas and Fort Worth. I don't know, just
I'm in no rush to
have until it's gone or something, that type of thing. But
I'm in like no rush to like get out of here because I was like, I am living nice. I'm collecting, checks, and I'm not have to use it towards a rent or anything. Like I am living nice. Like when I do leave, I will be set.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I think I was thinking the other day. I think that's like a generation thing as well, because I feel like the last generation, they were so like, oh, I got to move out, I got to be on my own. The whole like student loan generation, Did you think that was a trend back in the day? I feel like it was like looked down upon to be your parents.
Yeah, I'm trying to like think because like I don't have like the luxury, neither do you really. Like I don't have like one generation of parents. Like my household skips a whole generation. It's like I have baby boomers.
Yeah, well, like with my siblings, they had to move out like quick, like 21 years old, 22, and they eventually moved back in to save money. So I don't want to do that. That'd be horrible. Like being on my own, like have my own apartment and everything, and then,
That's like in a way, like that's degrading.
Yeah.
Like you thought you could do it, but you couldn't. So now you're back at square one. It's your parents.
Yeah. I mean, I remember sharing a bunk bed with my 23-year-old brother when I was like 10. But yeah. So.
Yeah, what you look like 2 years old coming home? I gotta get me and my brother share a room.
Yeah, I mean they were all back when I was in like early elementary. I don't know, but I think that gets unnecessary hate sometimes. But I think our generation kind of broke that stigma a little bit. But yeah, I think that's about it. That's all I got.